Hiya, freaks and ghouls, slashers and psychopaths, scaredy cats and scaredy dogs. I'm your horror host with the motherfucking most, the Headless Glen, and welcome to the Scaling Cemetery, where we dig up the stats of horrific individuals and bury the misconceptions. Finally, I'm talking about my second or third favorite franchise of all time, that being Jurassic Park. Before I start, where do you think the verse peaks in terms of power, even when composited? And who do you think is the strongest? 'Cause I'm pretty sure you'll be wrong at both points. You'll probably say it caps at large building level or city block level, and the strongest characters are Spinosaurus, Giganotosaurus, or Rexy, maybe Indominus Rex or the Mosasaurus. Or if you're even more creative, you might say the creator from the Park Creator games or something like that. Also, you might be wondering why I would even mention the Monsterverse as something this can be compared to. Well, you're about to see why. It's because of the true top tier lore-wise of the verse, which would be the underappreciated and honestly widely unknown Lord LYTHRONAXIS from the game Jurassic World Alive. Now, note, in Jurassic World Alive, there are characters with arguably superior in-game stats, but lore-wise, it's pretty clear who is above who. It is stated to have the best protection in all of Jurassic World, and is the fastest of all creatures due to its unparalleled predatory instinct. This thing is absolutely crazy. One could also argue its mere presence causes massive storms similar to legendary Ghidorah, with it being shown in his announcement image as well as being somewhat touched on in the official community post on this topic. But truly the most impressive feat is that with every step, Lord LYTHRONAXIS shakes the world to its core. This is easily one of, if not the greatest strength feat in the entire franchise, coming out to either a small country to country level in terms of attack potency, depending on if you think the shaking the world would be categorized as a magnitude 4 or a magnitude 5 earthquake. This superiority in the verse is definitely supported by statements that Lord LYTHRONAXIS is the creature of nightmares to the Jurassic World staff, which created all of the Jurassic World monsters, and the fact that it allegedly cannot be stopped. Also, I'm probably mispronouncing the dinosaur's name. I already pronounced it 2 different ways. So, we already have a bare minimum attack potency, just from simply quickly walking around, with the beast likely having attack potency far higher given the casual nature of this feat. This is likely at least in the low-balled Monsterverse ranges of power, though given the consistency of a multi-continental Monsterverse, and arguably higher now with certain statements, this matchup likely still would be a stomp in terms of raw power for the Monsterverse. But what about speed? Well, apparently Lord LYTHRONAXIS only missed 1 attack against an Indoraptor using an evasive stance, which likely implies that Lord LYTHRONAXIS generally doesn't miss. This is important because there are many dodge abilities in Jurassic World Alive, which are able to dodge to a certain degree roar-based, aka sound-based attacks that do physical damage, as well as shock wave attacks, but these are a bit dubious in terms of their actual speed. Being able to dodge sound-based attacks, or at least to some degree, would be in the Mach 1 and higher ranges, being anywhere from transonic to supersonic in terms of speed. This isn't even crazy given Quetzalcoatlus in the game is stated to be able to fly between continents and even around the entire world, though it is unknown the time frame of this feat. Quetzalcoatlus in real life was estimated to actually move at subsonic speeds, which various creatures in Jurassic World Alive would scale above anyway if this was true in the game version as well. Given Lord LYTHRONAXIS is also the fastest of all creatures, this may actually include the diving speed of the peregrine falcon, which is also in the subsonic ranges. Is this Monsterverse levels of speed? No. The Monsterverse is at least high hypersonic, too relativistic to faster than light, given scaling to the light speed atomic breath. The only way I can see that speed being argued to be comparable is by using the statement of Indoraptor Gen 2 using light in combat, which isn't done in game, by the way, and say that some of the creatures should be able to react to it, which is admittedly a pretty big stretch and would only get them into the percentages of light speed or relativistic and wouldn't get them into the higher ends of the Monsterverse speeds. If that were the case, though, and you lowballed the Monsterverse's attack potency and durability, I would say you can definitely get Jurassic Park to a level where they could actually fight. Now, Lord LYTHRONAXIS does have some abilities I will mention that are pretty interesting. This isn't really in terms of, hey, could both verses fight each other, but he has a genetically enhanced metabolism that prevents infection and cartilizes wounds instantaneously. He cannot suffer from damage over time effects, which would include the poisons of Dilophosaurus. Lord LYTHRONAXIS cannot be affected by stat debuffs, such as distracted, slowed, or vulnerable, and he cannot be stunned. He actually resists and is immune to a wide variety of debuffs. And he has the ability to nullify positive buffs on opponents such as speed or damage buffs, and has a force field he can create temporarily, which is considered invincible to conventional attacks or just normal attacks. He also has the ability to smash through force fields, even ones that are considered as invincible as his own. So it could also be argued that he should have the abilities of a normal LYTHRONAXIS, which would include more shield variations, as well as the ability to ignore armor when attacking. So yeah, dude's a fucking beast, and while Jurassic World Alive creatures should downscale to a degree, lore-wise, the Gore King stands above them all, and if highballed, could potentially challenge the low ends of the Monsterverse. Anyway, stay frosty, you fucks.